Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, and whatever gender you think you are today, welcome to another video. So, let's get down to it. October strike. Strange, isn't it? Here we go. It's here. It's no speculation. It's no doubt. It's here. The only question is, how long is it going to last? That's the big question. Of course, you have your experts, you have your people who quote unquote specialize in this kind of stuff, but it's only one way to find out is we go through this. Now the terms and the conditions and everything else, you can look that up yourself. You can draw your own conclusions and everything else. The longshoremen, they have some good points. They're asking for a huge, it's not a small pay increase either. It's a huge, over the course of 6 years, it's a huge increase. Is it justified? I can't say because I don't know anything about being a longshoreman. I'm just going off of what I hear. These people bring up a very valid point because they were working during the pandemic when everybody else was shut down. And remember, stay your punk ass at home, take this dot and shut your fucking mouth. Remember all that? Yeah, that's the longshoremen. They were working. Other people were working. UPS. I was at UPS at the time. Other big places. Target. Walmart. Hey, essential workers. Hospitals. So now, it's humans versus automation. Humans versus Skynet. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? I know. See? Where this is, this was coming. And those who aren't paying attention, you're about to find out. Humans versus automation. That's interesting. It's going to be very interesting. So, the reason why I'm bringing up this video, and I gotta make sure my shoulders are square. Shoot. Leaning on an armrest and it makes my shoulders look all, I noticed that. It's a lot of little things I gotta work on. Being a content creator. But I saw, or I was given an article, and shout out to the person who sent that. You know who you are. I wanted to talk about that article. Now, I'm going to read it to you. And the title of the article is from The Atlantic, and fuck The Atlantic. But every once in a while, no matter how much you hate a media organization, they do get it right every once in a while. And The Atlantic just so happens to get this right, I do believe. So, the title of this is, remember that DNA you gave 23andMe? 23andMe. 23 chromosomes in the human body. Yeah. So, let's talk about that. The company is in trouble, and anyone who has spit into one of the company's test tubes should be concerned. This is by Kristen V. Brown. And this is September 27th, 2024. So, less than a week. Away we go. 23andMe is not doing well. Its stock is on the verge of being delisted. It shut down its in-house drug development unit last month, only the latest in several rounds of layoffs. Last week, the entire board of directors quit, save for Ann Wosicki. We're going to call her Ann W. That's a hell of a last name. Got me with that one. A co-founder and the company's CEO. Amid this downward spiral, Ann W. has said she'll consider selling 23andMe, which means the DNA of 23andMe's 15 million customers will be up for sale too. "23andMe's trove of genetic data might be its most valuable asset. For about 2 decades now, since human genome analysis became quick and common, the A's, C's, G's, and T's of DNA have allowed long-lost relatives to connect, reveal family secrets, paternity. Why do you think paternity court is so popular? And helped police catch serial killers. Some people's genomes contain clues to what's making them sick, or even occasionally how their disease should be treated. For most of us, though, consumer tests don't have much to offer beyond a snapshot of our ancestors' roots and confirmation of the traits we already know about. And in parentheses, yes, 23andMe, my eyes are blue. Now, she's saying that. She's saying that her eyes are blue. My eyes, obviously, are not blue. 23andMe is floundering in part because it hasn't managed to prove the value of collecting all that sensitive and personal information. 23andMe is floundering in part because it hasn't managed to prove the value of collecting all that sensitive personal information. And potential buyers may have very different ideas about how to use the company's DNA data to raise the company's bottom line. This should concern anyone who has used the service. And that is the end of the free part of the article. And it says, to read this story, sign in or start a free trial. You're out of your fucking mind. So, that says it all right there. So, for those of you who clearly don't understand the value of your own blood and of your own DNA, congratulations. You are one of many millions whose DNA is going to be for sale. Now I'm going to pause the video real quick because I have to go get a special book. And those of you who have been watching me long enough, you ought to know what it is. I shall return. All right, here we go again. So, here's the special book. And yes, this will be a picture on my title card. See, this book, here we go again. Here we go. See, I told you. All this stuff is connected. They're attacking you and I on a huge level. See, it's one thing if you give them your body. It's one thing if you give them your word. But if you give these globalists your blood and your DNA, the only thing that's missing is your soul. Enter the mark of the beast. And I'm sure you know that's coming very soon. You know, that chip in your hand or that mark on your hand or your forehead? Yeah, that's on the way, and I'm pretty sure most of you know that. I don't understand. Now look, it's good on a level to discover your genetic roots, where you come from, who's in your family, and all this. You know, some of your traits. Not just some of your physical traits, but some of your personality traits. I'm like, oh, you know, I get this trait from my great-grandfather, you know, so-and-so, and, you know, this and that. I understand that. It's good on a level to know that. The problem is you have to understand who is in control of this stuff, and you never know when they're going to say, okay, we need to start selling. We need to start doing this. We need to merge with this company. We need to do this. We need to do that. Just to make our bottom line, which was just read to you from this article. You can look this shit up yourself. Don't believe me. I don't care. Look it up yourself. So now what? Who do you think they're going to sell to? Who do you honestly think they're going to sell to? Do you think they're going to sell to some startup company that started up maybe a couple years ago, who has the energy and the enthusiasm, like, oh, we just want to help people, we want to help people connect, and this and that and everything else. We want to learn about things, we want to help people with their genetics, and, you know, possibly stop certain diseases and things like that. That's the same thing. That's how they started up with 23andMe. That's exactly how they started up. It was all fire and enthusiasm, and then 20 years later, now what? They're on the verge of selling. They're about to be delisted. I've never even heard of that. A company being delisted on the stock market. I've never heard of that. Now, obviously, I'm sure it's happened before, but I mean, then again, I'm just learning about the stock market and this and that, so this is a new term for me. I'm like, what? It's almost like you're being blacklisted, or whatever term you want to use. It's crazy. I didn't know that. So it's shit like this. And as I said, who do you think they're going to sell to? They're going to sell to a government entity. And I can almost guarantee Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Cigatech. Remember them? Or at least Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson. You remember them for? Made out like bandits 2, 3, 4 years ago. Now all of a sudden their stock is dipping. But it's too late. The damage has been done. People have made millions, if not billions, off of what happened 3, 4 years ago. 2, 3, 4 years ago. They've already made their money. So now what? 15 million people's DNA is hanging in the balance. All for what? And intentions, I'm sure at the beginning were good. But you have to understand this. And this is why I'm going to go heavy, ultra heavy. See, YouTube isn't going to be able to handle this. They're not ready for big boy shit. I'm going to have to go do this on Rumble. When I had that speech, when I had that presentation regarding DNA and regarding, where did I drop this book? Regarding this, oh, it's game on. Regarding this and regarding this, oh, I'm going to talk heavy about it. It's going to be on Rumble. That's to come soon. But I'm going to let you know, your DNA, your blood, is the most important natural thing. Naturally. We're not talking spiritually, okay? The soul, I get it. The soul, the spirit, I understand. Some of y'all just keep that tone down. But your blood, your DNA, are the most important things about you. You never know. I told you, these people don't sleep. And if they do, all they dream about is how to destroy you, how to destroy me, how to destroy the average individual. You have no idea how they're going to use that DNA. They say to use the DNA to catch serial killers. But what if they get a hold of your blood? Let's say you're a Candace Owens or a Tucker Carlson or a Russell Brand or Joe Rogan or anybody else. Let's say you're somebody the system doesn't like. Let's say you're somebody Google doesn't like. Let's say you're somebody YouTube doesn't like. They get a hold of your blood, they can replicate it. If they got it, they can replicate it. And then it could be a murder scene. It could be something drastic. It could be whatever. And they just put a couple drops of your blood at the scene. Guess what? According to them, you were there. But you could have been sitting at home watching TV with your spouse, with your children, out on vacation, going hunting, doing something fun. But according to the FBI, the CIA, and all these other alphabet, and yeah, alphabet is on purpose. I said that on purpose. Alphabet organizations, they could say, no, we have you here. So that means you did this, which means we're going to haul you in, which means we're going to put you on trial, which means we're going to demonize you. And if we find you guilty, guess what's going to happen? You're never going to see the light of day again. How do you know that they're not going to do that? You may say, oh, they ain't going to do that. How do you know? Anything is fair game. Everything is up for grabs right now. Now, some of you, your DNA is up for grabs. What are you going to do? Go get it? What are you going to do? Sue them and get it back? No, this stuff is already out there. The information is already out there. And I'm pretty sure now that they're telling you this, that means it's already happened. They have buyers lined up. Don't play yourself. Don't sit up here and act like, oh, well, 23andMe, we're just lonely and we're just looking for a buyer. Bullshit. They already have buyers. You know this. Come on now. Don't do that. You're going to have to find a way. And you're going to have to figure this out. You can sit up here. You can ignore me. You can ignore other people trying to tell you about this stuff. It's fine. You go ahead. They've been playing around with our blood for a very long time. And then the fact that if you have a disease like me, I have type 2 diabetes. I've had to have blood work. I nearly died 5 years ago. I had to have blood work. I've had to have blood work. I did dialysis. I did all kind of stuff in the past 5 years. So my blood is out there. It was for medical purposes. It was to save my life. At least I hope. Now, I mean, my blood is out there. So, and it's challenging. Especially when you have a disease. It's like you're on the hook. And I'm just being honest. I know I'm on the hook. So I got to be careful with what I do. I have to be careful. I have to start reading these things and doing my own research. Like, okay, where are you taking this blood at? Which company are you taking this blood to quote unquote do research? When I had COVID, I had to, took saliva samples. And they did saliva samples. I don't know where they took it. I honestly don't know. But I need to know. I should know. So I have to do my homework myself. It's not just me telling you, you got to do your homework while I'm doing everything. No. It's not all that. I'm letting you know. As I'm learning this, I'm trying to get it out there so that you can learn this. We're in a bad place. There's no other way to put it. We're in a bad place. We're in a terrible place. We're in a terrible place. And we got to get it together. We got to do something. I don't know what we have to do. The first thing I know we have to do is educate ourselves. We have to be up on these things, and then we have to share these things. We need to dissect these things. We need to do our own research on these things. This is critical. It's bad. We're getting it from all sides, literally, from all sides. On just about every significant metric you can think of, we are getting hammered as a country and arguably as a planet. And I'm going to do another video, maybe later today, about 12 states trying to ban or proposing to ban gas-powered vehicles to curb climate change. We're in a bad place. We're in a bad place. And watching football is great. Tomorrow night, I'm going to watch football. I don't know who's playing. And most of the time, I don't really care. But I'm going to watch football a little bit and do some studying and all that. Have it on in the background and everything. But we can't go on like this. We just can't. We're going to have to put our foot down eventually. Because they're coming. They're on the way. I'm telling you, these people are coming. And they are slowly ramping it up. Meanwhile, what are we doing? We're trying to figure out, I want to watch this movie, but, I got to get this package. I got to subscribe to this. And how much is this going to cost? Who gives a damn about that movie? Wait till it hits the $5 bin at Walmart. I got so many $5 bin Walmart movies. It's still in the plastic. And I got to watch it. Like, come on now. Is that what's more important? I understand this situation with Diddy is important in its own right. But when it comes down to the strike that's going on right now, rising costs of toilet paper, rising costs of goods, rising costs of food, Diddy. Come on now. We got to do better than that. We have to do better than this. We're not in a position to where we can just kick back and relax. This isn't 20 years ago. This isn't 30 years ago. This isn't 40, 50 years ago. This is a whole new ball game. everybody who's still living, you're a part of this, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you care or not, whether you want to sit back and believe this or not. You can put your head in the sand, but guess what? Your ass is going to be in the air. I'm just saying. Now, I'm pretty sure you can figure out the rest, okay? So you bury your head in the sand while your ass is in the air. Find out what happens. And that's exactly what the government and all these globalists and everybody else who thinks they're down for the crown are trying to do to us. And they're slowly getting away with it. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I had a revelation not too long ago. I thought about this. When, of course, you can't, I'll say pandemic. But when the pandemic happened, and I heard about all these companies, rising stock and everything else, I said, no, it's blood money. Excuse me. It's blood money. I'm not going to participate in it. No, absolutely not. Upon further review, and now that push is coming to shove, and pushing is shoving right now, by the way, and on the verge of knocking us over, I said, you know what? If people are foolish enough to go ahead and participate in all the activities and all of this and everything else, if they're fool enough to do it and not do their research and stock is going up, hey, I'm going to get a piece of the pie too. If you don't like my stance, if you don't like what I just said, tough shit. Don't fall for this stuff. How about that? Do your own research. How about that? How's that for a change of pace? Instead of just blindly trusting these people, start doing research on things. I'm trying to do research on these things. I don't understand everything. I don't know everything. I have sources that I look to. People send me articles. I have to look up things. I'm like, whoa. How did you know this? How did you get this? Then I look it up. Shit. Wow. I didn't know this. So now, if there's 100 pieces of the pie, I just want one piece. I don't want, 8 pieces or 10 pieces. No, I just want one piece of the pie. That's all. So if I see a stock going up saying, Moderna's stock is going up, or Cigatech and all these other places who are probably going to be issuing out the MPOX, resolution, then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get a piece of the pie. It may be 5 shares, 10 shares, or whatever, but if it goes up, okay, I'm going to put some money in, my money going to go up. And then when their shit starts going down, that's when I'm going to cash out. Okay. Fine by me. Because if so many people are fool enough to take this shit, hey, I'm going to profit too. You don't like what I just said, then don't take it. Sit in the background. Get you some stocks. Sit in the background. Let the money roll in. Is it going to break my heart that people are going to take this stuff and they're going to get hurt? They're going to get injured or worse? Yeah. It's going to break my heart. But if you think I'm just going to sit here and not take a piece of the pie, I'm going to. That's the way it is. Whoever doesn't like it, too bad. Don't take it. And if enough people don't take this stuff, guess what? Their stock is going to go down. We will never have to worry about them. It's pretty simple. So, to those of you, 23andMe, you got swabbed and this and that and everything else and yada, yada, yada. Hey, your DNA is for sale, which means you, as your own individual, as your unique individual, one of one, as the new terminology is. You are one of one, and now your DNA is up for sale. Congratulations. This is almost like, what's that game show that I really like? I used to love growing up. Sale of the Century. Yeah, this is, if you want to call it that, you could call it that. This is the sale of the century, and it's not a boat. It's not a house. It's not a car. It's not a new living room set. It's not a new oven or a range and a refrigerator and all that. No, 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 no. The currency, the new currency, is your blood, your DNA. My blood, my DNA. That is the currency. And if they get a hold of that and can manipulate that, they literally have you. 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 Yeah, I'm pointing at you. So, I hope you're ready. It's going to get interesting. So, before I leave, where is my receipts? And I thought I had a pen. Where is my pen? I thought I had a pen. Hold, please. All right, found me a pen. So, I did what I said I was going to do. Went to the grocery store yesterday after I got off work. And went to my favorite grocery store. And so I scribbled a few things out because I don't want you terrorizing these people. If you got something to say, you need to say it to the government officials. Don't be terrorizing the people at these grocery stores. They trying to work just like everybody else, all right? So I'm going to show you here. And if you could see the what I have highlighted, Fiora tissue. I got 3 of them at $3.98. All right. So what I'm going to do is once maybe every 3 days or something like that, as long as this strike is going, because I'm curious to see how this is going to work. And it's not just going to be during the strike. I'm going to keep on following this after the strike, maybe about 3 months, maybe even 6 months, because I want to see how this is going to work. So in case you don't know, from Texas all the way up the East Coast line. And I have family that live on the East Coast, so they're going to be affected probably a lot faster than I will, because I'm on the West Coast, close to the West Coast. So we'll just have to see. But this is going to be interesting, because I just want to see. I'm just going to pick out one item, and it's going to be the toilet paper, of course. And I'm just going to see how much it goes up every week, every month. I may even do it out to for a year. I may even do it for a whole year, just to see. And then there may even be a time where I go in there and I may not even be able to get toilet paper. That's going to be documented too. So I'm just letting you know. This is going to be my personal experiment, and I'm letting you know as well what I intend to do. And you know, not every time that I go to the grocery store, but maybe once a week, I'll just do a quick 5-minute, 10-minute video and just show you as an example, because some of you, you're probably going to think this is bullshit. Oh, this ain't going to affect us and this and that, no, whatever. Until you walk up to the grocery store, until you drive up to the grocery store, and not only is the parking lot full, but you see a long-ass line snaking around the parking lot and possibly spilling out into the street, if there's a street nearby. Then it's going to get real. Then it's going to sound real familiar, like it did 2 years ago, 3 years ago, isn't it? You're going to start having flashbacks. Then you're going to get angry. Then you're going to be mad. But by then, it's going to be too late. Hell, I might even go get some cans of baby formula. I might even do that. And maybe make my own market. Like, oh, I couldn't get no baby formula. Hey, I got you. But it's going to cost you. Push is coming to shove. And it ain't my fault. Because I'm not going to go hungry. Hey, I'm not going to completely fuck over the person that needs baby formula. But at the same time, like, hey, if I got a chance to make money, I'm going to make money. You don't like it? Talk to your government officials. They're the ones really doing this to you, to me. Where's your president? And you know who I'm talking about. Where's your president? What's he doing? Besides being at the beach. Huh? Where he at? talk to him. And just remember, you voted for this. Until the next time, take care, pay attention. Buy gold, buy silver, buy copper, and a little crypto. Until next time.